As people get older, they might find that getting around becomes more difficult. Perhaps they have to give up their license because they can no longer drive safely, or the cost of running a car is too expensive now. Perhaps they've never had to drive themselves around, but their life partner who did that has recently passed away, and now they have no means of transport. Still, other people who've used public transport for years might find that it's just not as convenient as it once was, and they can't stand around waiting for the bus to come picking them up, or walk to the bus stop anymore, or the cost of hiring a taxi is too expensive within their limited budget. That's where aged care transport services can help someone to remain independent and actively connected to their community. Hi, I'm Carrie from Culturally Directed Care Solutions, where we give you the knowledge and tools to provide quality care with confidence. If aged care is your thing, then consider subscribing so you can stay up to date with the latest in industry updates and reforms. In this series, we're taking a look at the different aged care service types with the aim of helping aged care staff and potentially their clients understand what the service type includes or doesn't include. Today's topic is transport services. Aged care transport aims to help older people to move around and get to services or activities that improve or maintain their health and well-being through the use of accessible transport options. It's about helping frail older people to remain actively connected with their local community and to be able to continue with their usual activities like going shopping and getting to appointments. Transport options can differ between providers. Some organisations might have a minibus and operate a regular pickup service such as a weekly shopping or library run, while other organisations may only provide one-to-one or small group transport using private or organisation vehicles. Others still might provide transport vouchers where the person can call a taxi company and arrange transport as needed. It really depends on what is available to the organisation, client needs and preferences, and available funding. Aged care transport services generally include pick-up from and drop-off to the person's home or another designated location, but it doesn't have to be a return trip. Sometimes people may just need help to get somewhere, but they can make their own way home. For example, a person might want to be dropped off at a cafe to meet up with a friend or relative, with that person then dropping them back at home. And although the transport service is aimed at the individual client, their carer can travel with the person on the same trip if the older person needs some help to travel and get about independently when they get where they're going, or say they need some support at an appointment. So what can transport services be used for? Well, transport can be provided to help the person get to the shops so they can go and do their grocery shopping or pick up their medications from, say, the chemist. It can be used to help the person get to places like the post office or service centres to pay their bills, or get to appointments with agencies like Centrelink. It can help them get to medical appointments at their local health service or their GP, although a caveat here, it doesn't cover medical appointments where the person has to travel outside their local area, because these would normally be covered by something like a state or territory funded patient transport assistance scheme. So if it's already funded through another program, the aged care transport program doesn't generally cover it. The program can be used to transport the person to residential respite centre if they have no other way of getting there, although more often this is arranged in collaboration with and paid for by carer support services rather than CHSP or HCP funding. If you need to know more about this, you can check out the Carer Gateway website. Transport services can also be used to help a person get to social activity groups. These might be activities that are provided by the aged care service, or they might be provided by another organisation or even an individual. For example, a person might want transport to get to a weekly sewing club that they belong to. The aim here is to help the person be an active participant in their wider community, not just go to aged care specific activities. The person can also use transport if needed to visit family or friends living locally if they don't have any other transport options. You know, like the family might not have a vehicle to get to them either, so without transport services, the person could potentially end up quite isolated. Now, because transport is a high demand service, the level and frequency of transport is going to relate directly to the person's assessed needs, and it's going to be aimed at helping the person get to essential appointments and services as a priority. I hope that this has made the service type transport services clearer for you. Keep in mind it's about helping people move around and get to services or activities that support their health and well-being by using accessible transport options. And if you haven't watched the other videos in this series, then click on one of the links on the screen and check them out. Well, until next time, stay safe, keep caring, and I'll see you in another video soon.